we're gonna give a big tip, big secret for this ride.
That one's done. We crossed it off the list.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, it's Daniel.
And Jenny.
And thank you for watching In a Magical Mood. Today we're in California Adventure Park with the challenge that we've made for ourselves.
We're going to see how many attractions we can go on without using Genie Plus before noon.
If you haven't watched our video where we go on every ride here at California Adventure in one day, go ahead and click on the link up in the corner above. The strategy that we're going to use today is going to be pretty similar to what we used back then when we did that challenge, but we're going to not have Genie Plus at our disposal, so we'll have to mix things up a little bit and go on some stuff that has longer lines a little bit earlier, and maybe we'll skip some Genie Plus stuff because we don't want to wait in longer lines.
So our goal isn't to go on every attraction. Our goal is to go on as many attractions as we can before noon and make the most out of rope drop and getting to the parks early.
We will use single rider today if we feel it makes sense as part of this strategy, but do keep in mind, in order to use single rider, all guests must be 7 years of age or older and capable of boarding and exiting rides themselves without assistance from grown-ups.
And if you do use a single rider line, you most likely will be split up from your party, so you have to be comfortable sitting next to strangers.
We're going to use what I call park closing rules, where as long as we are in the queue by noon, we can count that ride as achieved by noon. So if we get in line for something at 11:55, but we still have to wait 20 minutes in line, that's still an acceptable ride for our purposes today.
Today we have an extra challenge because it's supposed to rain, which is fairly rare here in Southern California, and it does affect a lot of the attractions here. So there will be several attractions closing down during the rain. According to Disneyland's official website, the attractions that will be closed during the rain are the Golden Zephyr, Goofy's Sky School, Jumpin' Jellyfish, Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, and in our personal experience, Radiator Springs Racers very often closes during the rain.
For reference, there are 18 attractions that are part of our challenge today that we can go on. Normally there would be 19, but Grizzly River Run is not open today. It's closed for refurbishment. So as you can see, this is the list of everything that we are considering part of the challenge today to see how many of these we can get on by noon. We are going to skip things that we don't consider rides. So Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, we wouldn't count that as something for our challenge today. The shows, so things like Mickey's PhilharMagic, all the things in the Animation Academy building, those are not things that we're including in today's list of acceptable rides for our challenge. Strategy-wise, if it wasn't a rainy day, we might do things a little bit differently, but it's not supposed to start raining till about 9 a.m. So I think we may want to hit up one or two of those things that tend to close in the rain first. Whereas normally I think our strategy would be to start in the Pixar Pier area and do Toy Story Mania, some of the non-Lightning Lane attractions over there, then come back to Incredicoaster, which is kind of similar to what we did when we tried to go on every ride in one day. But without Genie Plus, we might have some longer wait times, and the strategy is going to be a little bit different.
Ultimately, our goal is to provide you with helpful information and tips to make the most of your day if you are coming and visiting Disney California Adventure.
So come join us at Rope Drop and let's see how many things we can get on by noon. We talked about it and we are going to start in Cars Land because of the rain. I think that Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, if it's open, is something that we want to do first. And then we actually may want to do Goofy's Sky School because that one closes pretty quickly in the rain as well. We've made it to the rope that's closest to Cars Land, and it looks like they actually have it right now right before Avengers Campus. So as soon as they let us in, we will go towards Cars Land. So here we go. They have let people start walking. And again, if we weren't worried about the rain, we would not be going to Cars Land first. We would be going to Pixar Pier first. As we enter Cars Land, most people seem to be heading towards Radiator Springs Racers. So we'll see how that kind of settles itself after we try and go on Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. For those keeping track at home, the line for Racers is almost all the way back to Mater's Junkyard Jamboree right now. And let's find out about Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, because it doesn't look open, but it does look like they're testing the cars over there in the distance. So the friendly cast member at the front of Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters said that they are hoping to open soon and hopefully get some guests through before the rain starts. So we're gonna go on Mater's Junkyard Jamboree because it's right here, and then come back and hope that Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters is open. We noticed that the cars were kind of going around, so it seemed like they were just testing stuff before opening it officially. So hopefully it'll be open by the time we're done going on Mater's.
But again, we cannot stress enough, if you're coming here, do not rope drop Radiator Springs Racers. That is where everybody goes, and you're gonna waste a lot of your time waiting in this line.
A much better strategy is to do single rider a little bit later in the morning, or just pay for that individual lightning lane. Here we are at Tow Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. It is 8:05 a.m. and we are now getting in the line. We were assigned to a tractor right as we got up to the front, so pretty much no wait. So that's a good start on this particular ride, and let's go have some fun at the Jamboree.
It's 8:10 and we just boarded Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. First ride of the day. The big one.
We just got off Mater's. The app says Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters is still closed, so rather than wasting time with that, we're going to go head towards Pixar Pier. We're going to go on the 3 things that get closed in the rain. So we're going to go on Goofy Sky School, the Zephyr, and the Jumpin' Jellyfish, because that way we get those 3 for sure done. It is 8:17. We're about to get in line for Goofy Sky School, and we felt our first drops of rain, so let's see how this goes. As you can see, we're going to walk right onto it, so unless they decide to close it in the next minute and a half, I think we're good, at least for this attraction. 8:19, no wait, here we go! Wow! I enjoy this ride. Jenny.
It's a little tight. And maybe don't eat too much before you go on it.
That's another ride down in the books. That's ride number 2. One ride that closes in the rain down. Next, I think we'll do Jumpin' Jellyfish because we can see we'll walk right on that. We stepped in the line at 8:23 and we're going to walk right on. Like we said, we walked right on, so it's now 8:24, and that's only because the clock ticked over, not because we actually waited a minute. So good timing for this. No wait. Here we go.
Jump, jump, jelly.
For those of you who have never been on this before, while this is a ride that goes up high, it is not really a drop. It's a very tame, calm up and down. So if you fear drops, this is okay for you. If you fear heights, then you might want to skip it. We just got off of Jumpin' Jellyfish, and now Zephyr's right next door, so we will go on that. It is now 8:26. Again, we're going to walk right onto it as soon as the current cycle of the ride stops.
It's 8:29 and we just boarded the Golden Zephyr.
Why is it called the Golden Zephyr? It's silver. Here we go. We just got off the Golden Zephyr. It is 8:34, and now we're taking a look at the line wait times over here. So, as you can see, everything still has a very short wait back here, except Incredicoaster, which is going up. So, we're gonna skip that for now. Maybe I'll single rider it. Jenny won't go on that one. We are going to, I think, go to Toy Story Midway Mania next, and then the Ferris wheel, because those are the 2 most likely to have large increases in the near future.
But we have definitely made some good progress on our goal, and we wanted to make sure that we rode these 3 things over here, which do close during the rain. So now they're out of the way, and we can move on to whatever we want.
We've just about made it to Toy Story Midway Mania, and it has started to rain quite a bit more. So I think we did a great job of going on those rides that close in the rain. It's 8:43. It says it has a 5-minute wait, so here we go in line. We just boarded at 8:57. That was closer to like a 13, 14-minute wait, but the ride had a vehicle malfunction while we were waiting in line, so that added about 5 minutes to our wait, but they got it sorted out. Now we're on. And also say we had great timing because the line time now on the app shows 25 minutes for this. So we'll take it, and here we go on the ride.
Now go down over to him, Dad. Aim higher, too much farther.
We did pretty good. It's 9:04 now. We're about to get off Toy Story Mania once we pull up to the station in a second. And so The line times have gotten a little longer back here, and Incredicoaster says 35. I'm gonna see if single rider is relatively short and try and get on it that way. Hopefully it'll only take 10 or 15 minutes. Then we'll try and finish out the rest of the stuff here in Pixar Pier. So as soon as we get off this, I'm hustling over there. It's 9:07. The wait time said 35 minutes for Incredicoaster, but I'm gonna do single rider, which hopefully is gonna be a lot less. So here we go. Made it on at 9:19. Not too long of a wait, about 12 minutes, much shorter than the 35 standby time.
Face forward and hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
So I just got off Incredicoaster. We're making our way to the Pixar Pal Around next because it still shows in the app a 5-minute wait. But just want to show you how great our timing was for Toy Story Mania. As you can see there, it's got a 70-minute wait now, so we definitely made the right choice going on that when we did. So it's 9:28 and we are getting in line for the non-swinging gondolas on the Pixar Pal Around. And looking at the line, it said 5 minutes on the wait time, and it'll probably be 5. It might even be a couple minutes longer than that, but it's still relatively short, so we'll see you on the ride. We made it on at 9:44, so a 16-minute wait, a little longer than the 5 it stated, but I will say the line here got twice as long after we got in it, so we've had very good timing so far this morning.
And just in case you haven't seen our other videos, we do the non-swinging gondolas only. Do the swinging ones at your own risk.
We're off Pixar Pal Around. It's now 9:55, so we are making our way to Emotional Whirlwind. Says it's got a 5-minute wait. As we wait here in line for Emotional Whirlwind, just want to point out it's right around 10 o'clock. We've been on 7 attractions and about to board number 8. It's 10:06. We just made it on the ride, and I don't know if you can see this dripping down, but it drips from the center of the ball as all the water accumulates. So this is interesting, but we're glad to be on the ride, and we're about to take off, so here we go.
Oh, yay, the Emotional Whirlwind is lifting off.
We're getting like super dripped on. Let me see if I can show you this.
Oh, sure it's fun.
All right, that was not the ride we were expecting to get wet on, but the rain's coming down a little bit more, and now we're gonna go on Silly Symphony Swings, which is right here. It looks like we'll get on the next cycle of it because it doesn't have a line. We got on the line at 10:09. We'll be on the next cycle once it finishes its current cycle. The rain is starting to come down. You can see all those drops falling in the water. Here we are at 10:19 and we just boarded the ride. And it's raining quite a bit now, so this will be fun and wet. I'm getting pelted by the rain. That was quite a bit of water, and it's still coming down from the top of the thing. All right, that one's done. We crossed it off the list. The rain is coming down good. We got very wet on the Symphony Swings. We decided we're gonna go on the carousel back here because that's the last thing over here. Then we don't have to come back here later. So that's where we're heading, and then hopefully we can find some indoor queues that aren't too long.
But a big benefit of the rain here at Disney California Adventure is that once it starts raining hard enough, a lot of people will just leave. So now the line for Toy Story Mania has gone down to 40 minutes when it was just 70 minutes. Not even an hour ago.
We got in line for Jesse's Critter Carousel at 10:27. We should board pretty much right now. We walked right on it. It is now 10:31, just because it took a couple minutes to get everyone off the last one and us on this one. But basically walked right on, so here we are on Jesse's Critter Carousel. Yeehaw!
So we were gonna go on Little Mermaid next, but that looks like it's closed. We're gonna go check out Web Slingers and see what the single rider line is like for that. So just remember, Web Slingers has a single rider as long as everyone in your group is 7 or older and you don't mind sitting with strangers or being split up from your party. It's a great option if you don't want to spend money on Genie Plus. If you are coming to Avengers Campus on a rainy day, keep in mind that none of the outdoor stunt shows will be running. They may have some limited character meet and greets underneath awnings, but in general you won't have that roaming character experience that we've seen many times before. And if you want to check that out, you can click on the link up above where we got to meet Wanda and a lot of other Marvel characters all in one day.
It's 10:44. We're about to get into the single rider line for web slingers. It has an hour-long wait for standby, and we should wait a lot less than that in the single rider line. We're walking pretty much right up to the pre-show for this as single riders, so we really shouldn't have to wait long at all, but they do separate us from everyone else, so we won't get to breeze through the same way as all of them, and we won't get to sit next to each other, but that's all right. We should be on pretty quickly. If you haven't done single rider for web slingers before, the main queue and lightning lane folks go on the left side of this barricade, and we are on the right side of this barricade. And then we have a special door on this side that will open for us when the pre-show is over, and we go a separate path.
And now, our project lead, the brilliant... Peter Parker!
Hey, what's up? I'm Peter Parker. If you want to sling a web, all you gotta do is sling your arm in the direction you want to shoot the web, and that's it. It's all.
After all that, they put 4 single riders together in the same row, so we're even riding next to each other. And it is 10:57. I know you can't really see us, but we got the best in hour in our side of the vehicle, so woohoo! Single rider's definitely the way to go on this ride if you can make that work for your group. Also, if you didn't know, magic bands blink at the end of the ride. We are now going to make our way to Monsters, Inc. It says it has a 45-minute wait, but for those of you who don't know, we're going to give a big tip, big secret for this ride. They have a thing called Buddy Pass, and it's like single rider, except it's for 2 people or a small group of 3.
So just to explain, the vehicles sit in 3 rows, usually groups of 6 total, but most parties are parties of 4. So there's the back row, which is sort of the extra row, which often goes empty, and so they started using Buddy Pass to fill in that last row.
So usually you can get that, you just have to ask the cast member at the front if they're offering Buddy Pass today, and if they are, they'll give you a ticket just like they do for single riders on other attractions.
If the line for the ride is very short, like 10 or 15 minutes, they won't offer Buddy Pass for that. It's only when the line gets longer that they'll offer it.
So let's go see if we can make that happen. Walking by the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, it only has a 45-minute wait right now, which is pretty short for that. We're gonna skip that. Maybe depending on the time, we could do that as our last thing if we get in right before noon. But Jenny's not a fan of that ride, and it's pretty slow moving, so I think we have better options for that if we want to try and squeeze something else in at the last minute. It's 11:12 and we're approaching the queue entrance for the Monsters, Inc. ride. We asked and they gave us a Buddy Pass, so now we have walked through the exit and we're going to be group number 3 that gets to board once they fill it in with people from the Buddy Pass line. Here we go, row 3, our favorite. We're getting on at 11:18.
Oh, boo, we gotta get you home.
Race you to the scare floor.
Look, boo, there's your door.
We're almost there, kiddo.
Hey, young man in the 3rd row. Make sure you get my good side.
So it's 11:23, we just got off of Monsters, Inc. And as you can see here, Soarin' Around the World has a 30-minute wait and Little Mermaid is at 5. So I think what we're going to try and do is go on Little Mermaid, which should be pretty quick. We should hopefully be done with that around 11:40, and that'll give us a chance to get in line for one last thing, probably Soarin', because that's only 30 minutes, but maybe if Racers reopens, we'll do that as a single rider, but we don't think it's going to because of the rain. So that's our plan. We're gonna go head over to the Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid says it has a 5-minute wait. We got in line at 11:30 sharp, so looks like we'll walk onto it pretty quickly and have enough time to fit one more thing in before noon.
It's 11:35 and we just boarded the Little Mermaid.
The story began when Ariel fell head over fins in love. Wait, no, it began when King Triton.
Where they stay all day in the sun.
Everything worked out swell for Ariel.
It's 11:43. We just got off of the Little Mermaid ride. We are making our way to Soarin' Around the World. That'll definitely be our last thing of the day. We actually don't have much to choose from. The only rides that are open right now that we haven't been on are Soarin', Guardians of the Galaxy, and the red car trolley that goes up and down Buena Vista Street. Radiator Springs Racers closed early this morning and hasn't reopened. Luigi's never opened. And I think that's actually pretty much it.
Yeah.
We've done almost everything, including a bunch of Lightning Lane rides. We just got in line for Soarin'. It says it's got an hour wait. It's 11:50, so we still got a few minutes before our queue entry time closes. This will be our last ride of the day before noon. All right, it is 12:35. We have made it to the part where we board.
Hello and welcome to Soarin'. My name is Patrick and I'll be your chief flight attendant today.
It's 12:41. We just made it on to Soarin'.
Soarin' to tower. We are ready for takeoff.
So we are all done with our challenge for the day. It's right around 1 o'clock. We found a spot here. We're actually by the lockers next to Grizzly River Run, which is closed today. And it's a nice awning that's covered and pretty quiet. So if you're actually looking for a place on a rainy day to enjoy out of the crowds, there's nowhere to sit, but it's empty.
So we did go on almost every attraction that we were hoping to go on today. So I think that's pretty good considering we didn't use Genie Plus and the rain kind of foiled some of our plans. I think without the rain, we definitely would have been able to get through everything, but we still did a lot.
I'm not 100% sure we would have been able to get on everything by noon, but I think that we would have gone on maybe one or two more things. And we would have done things in a little bit of a different order. We wouldn't have done Mater's first, and we wouldn't have done Goofy Sky School quite so early in the process. But we got lucky because lines got longer after we got into them earlier in the morning, so that worked out in our benefit. As far as rides that we didn't go on, there really weren't that many. We didn't go on Racers, and that was closed most of the day, and still closed now. We didn't go on Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters, that never opened. We didn't go on Guardians of the Galaxy, and we didn't go on the red car trolley. I think we went on everything else.
Yeah, and it's hard to consider the red card trolley really as like an actual ride, which is what we were aiming for today and not just an attraction or an experience. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that includes Lightning Lane attractions that we went on. The only Lightning Lane attraction we didn't go on was Guardians. And, Racers is an individual Lightning Lane, but it also was closed. And we were hoping to go on that as single riders, and just it wasn't in the cards for us.
But we do want to let you know that that single rider option is available, and it's a great option if you don't want to purchase Genie Plus, and if your group is okay splitting up for the ride itself.
We have come later in the afternoons, and the single rider line can get pretty long, but usually in the morning time, you don't have to wait much more than 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes to get on Racers, so that's a great option that doesn't cost extra money and gets you through another ride pretty quickly. I don't really have a whole lot to add. I think we've talked about everything that we feel made sense. Looking back and based on the weather, I don't think there's anything we regret doing or wish we had done differently.
Yeah, we covered a lot of attractions and we had a great time. Other than the silly symphony swings, there really wasn't anything that was completely unpleasant in the rain. Emotional Whirlwind was a little strange because it had some like random drips that you would get every once in a while, but nothing was unbearably unpleasant. So you still could have a lot of fun here in the rain.
We wrapped up everything that we did a little afternoon, closer to 1 o'clock, just because we used that rule of we have to be in the queue by noon, and that was the perfect time right after we got off of Soarin' to go park hop if we wanted to go start doing stuff at Disneyland instead of California Adventure.
If you are purchasing a park hopper and you only have 1 or 2 days and you really would like to get the most out of your time at California Adventure, rope drop is the way to go, and you can get so many things done, especially over in the Pixar Pier area in the morning time. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions about any of the strategies that we used or anything that you saw here today. We hope that this video was helpful, and if it was, please give it a big thumbs up. We really appreciate it, and it really helps us out.
Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever we publish new videos, and we hope we put you in a magical mood.